Brandon, what's up?
Hey, man.
How was your ride in?
It was good.
All
A little
right.
chilly.
Be honest. Did you rip it a little bit?
A little bit.
What was your morning like for you?
Woke up, hung out with the family for a little bit, and then hopped on the bike, and here we are.
Did you start with coffee or straight to the adrenaline?
Adrenaline this morning.
What's been the highlight of your week so far?
Highlight of my week. We got my son a little toy Jeep. We're excited to use it.
Oh, that's awesome. How old's your son?
He's 2.
When you're not working, where can we find you?
Working.
All right, what is this machine?
This is an H2. Actually, if you want, you could scan it and you could find more about it. But it's an H2. It's a Kawasaki. It's a supercharged leader motorcycle. That is stock, as fastest motorcycle you can buy in the world.
Is that what makes it different?
Yeah, just a supercharged. No other bike from factory is supercharged.
How much horsepower?
Stock. Right now it's about 280 wheel.
What's it actually like to go full throttle?
It's fast. You just kind of hold on. It's not. It's so smooth. It's fast.
Was it intimidating the first time you rode it?
Actually, the first time that I rode it was after I bought it because they wouldn't let me test ride it. And I was terrified of going through the parking lot and leaving because I was just afraid of the torque and I didn't know what to expect. And it's still intimidating. There's times I forget that I have to hold on.
What's the craziest moment you've had on it?
I went to a half-mile event in Abilene, Texas, and went 190 in the half. And the hardest part about that was keeping the front wheel on the ground.
Oof. What drew you to the H2?
I've always kind of liked them just because of like the fact that they're supercharged. And then I went to Fay Myers to go look at bikes. My bike's been in the shop for a couple years, my other one, and it was there, and I just decided it was an impulse purchase.
How long have you owned it?
I've owned this since June of last year, June of 25, so it's about a year.
What have you done to it so far?
Quite a few things. So it's got a full exhaust. The clutch cover is done. All the carbon. So the carbon from the factory, this is factory carbon. So this is actually an H2 carbon, is like the trim, but all the other carbon on it is me. I've done the H2R winglets. This is actually a Hayabusa fender. Supposed to be for aero. All the carbon back here was me. And then Travis from Jaegerworks, he's the only guy that should ever work on your H2. He flew up to Colorado. He put in what he calls their Stage 2 kit. So it's different gears. He did put an intercooler on it, an air filter, tune, obviously. And I think he might have done a couple other things. I'm not really sure.
What's next on the build?
Next on the build is determining whether or not I want it to be a street bike at all. If I want to go more power, Travis says I need to stretch it a little bit. So maybe more power. We do want to powder coat the frame white because it'll be the only kind of white H2 out there. But that requires disassembling the entire thing, sending it down to Florida. And so now that I was going to do it during winter, but winter never happened in Colorado. So now we'll see. Maybe this winter.
Is the street version or the race version your perfect version?
So this is the street version with race version parts. So there's H2R bits in it. It's really only missing the H2R cam. Other than that, it's essentially an H2R. Right now, it's got more power than an H2R.
Are you canyon carving or high-speed straights?
Kind of both. I enjoy doing both. I've never had a bike that was this kind of top-heavy, so canyon carving is a little hard. And obviously, it's an H2, so like it can go do the straight line stuff really well.
Early morning rides or late night runs?
Early morning. I don't have the best night vision, And so riding anything at night, especially on a motorcycle, people don't see you as well. So I'd rather be visible.
Solo rides or group rides?
It depends. Generally solo. I like riding with cars for group rides because generally they have, you know, a good amount of horsepower and they know how to like ride together. I was taken out actually on a group ride on a motorcycle. A guy ran into my back tire and knocked us both out.
Nice.
So I try not to do much group rides on bikes anymore.
What's your go-to road?
Probably 470.
What makes a perfect ride for you?
Empty road, full tank of gas. No, just me, and just kind of my thoughts. I find it very therapeutic. I have ADHD, so my brain is always racing, and when you're on a motorcycle, it can't. You have to focus.
So music in the helmet or just the engine?
Music in the helmet. You can't always hear it. Sometimes the exhaust is louder than the music, even at max volume. But music is always on.
Let's go into the Bale Sport Collective.
Okay.
What's one thing only riders would understand?
I think every rider has some sort of like sixth sense. And maybe not, but I would say mostly riders, because we're always kind of predicting what cars are going to do 3, 4, 5 cars ahead, 2 steps ahead. You know, I kind of joke that you need to be almost able to read minds to ride a motorcycle safely, because you need to know what people are doing or think you know what they're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the most underrated part of riding?
Underrated?
Underrated.
Depending on your outlook at, I mean, how small your gas tank is, therefore how inexpensive gas is. It's also kind of shitty because you have to fill up very often.
I was going to say you probably don't get great gas.
No, I don't. I don't. It's more about miles per gallon.
What's
miles per gallon?
What's the most overrated part?
I don't know if I'm not.
Tough question.
Yeah, my mind immediately goes to when people like kind of are able to kind of sit there and rev bomb. Like that's kind of, people think that's cool. Nah, it's not really overrated, but like just don't do that.
What's a ride you'll never forget that you've had in your lifetime?
That's a good question. When I first got my other motorcycle, I have an MV Agusta. After I got through the break-in, we went up to Pikes Peak, the top of Pikes Peak, and just riding up a 14,000 foot mountain. It was really cool.
How many motorcycles do you own right now?
I own 2. I own this one, and I own an MV Agusta F3RR. That's the one that was in the shop when I bought this one. I got it back about a month ago. It's still brand new motor, whole different story for a different day. Yeah, this one and that one.
How many have you owned total?
9.
Wow. What was your first one?
First one was a Gixxer 600, 2006 Gixxer 600. And then a month later, I got a Hayabusa because my friend told me that I was being a little girl and needed to not ride a 600, so I bought a 1300.
Were you hooked on your first ride?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And did the passion start with the Busa?
No, the passion started with the 600. Again, the first time I got on a bike, I realized that I could turn my brain off, and that was it for me.
What was your favorite bike that you owned?
This one.
And what was your least favorite?
I had a CBR 1000 that I bought when I first moved to Colorado about a decade ago. And when I bought it, it was at a guy's house, and they spent 2 hours trying to figure out how to get the bike to turn on. And my wife recognized the red flags. I chose not to. And you couldn't shift into seconds. You had to go 1 to 3. And I took it up to Golden Gate Canyon. My first time in the canyons, first time riding something. I rode in Florida before this and realized that I didn't know how to ride. I couldn't get into second. And it was just like, it was one of the things I shouldn't have bought.
Yeah. Do you ever regret selling one?
I've never actually sold a motorcycle. I've had all my motorcycles stolen or crashed.
No way.
Yeah.
Is there one that you would want back immediately?
The Gixxer 600, the first one, they scream. They go to 15,000. It sounds amazing. It was the first bike I owned. It was black and it was that one. I think just having that would be cool.
What's one you haven't owned yet, but you know you will?
A MV Agusta Super Veloce. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. They have a Series Oro. It is as Iron Man-esque as you can get on a motorcycle. It's also $100,000. But one day I'll own that.
Do you have a cool car too?
Currently I don't. I drive a Tesla and I have an Audi. We're picking up a Blackwing here soon. I've had some fast cars prior, but I really only get into cars because I have a 2-year-old son who's really into the world of me right now, and I want to bring him with. Otherwise, I'd just stay on a motorcycle.
What's the coolest car you've owned?
My Audi. So I had a TTRS. It was built motor, big turbo. It was just custom body kit. It was just very much one of a kind.
What was your first car?
First car was, I was in the Army. I think it was a Chevy Cobalt. Yeah.
SS or no?
No, it was, a $13,000 base Cobalt that I could afford at that time.
What do cars give you that bikes don't?
Companionship, right? Ability to bring somebody with you, air conditioning,
That's
a seat that's comfortable, music, I guess, just comfort.
What do bikes give you that cars never could?
The opposite of companionship, the ability to be alone. And I think with a motorcycle, like it's bluntly speaking, if you mess up, you die. And so just always kind of being on that edge of like your hand or your destiny's in your own hands right then, I think.
Dream car, no budget.
Dream car, no budget. A KTM Expo. It's the only car KTM's ever made. They don't support it anymore. It's the 5-liter motor from an Audi inside of a single-person monocoque carbon fighter jet looking thing. Yeah.
When you were a kid, were you into cars and bikes?
I was not. So as a kid, I never really knew about that life. And it wasn't until really I moved to Colorado about a decade ago as I realized that the car scene was a thing.
Yeah. Let's get in the shop. What's something people wouldn't expect about you?
I think a lot of people see me as kind of like the shy, reserved guy that doesn't really have that many friends and kind of stays isolated. I think the ones that get to know me know that I will do anything for them. I will be their best friend. I will do as much as I'm allowed. I mean, I will love somebody more than I can love myself if they're the right person.
That's a great answer. What do you value more now than you did 5 years ago?
Time.
What do you do at DashTag?
So I'm a co-founder and the technology CTO guy. All the code, all the websites, all the apps. That's all the things that I do.
What's your dream for DashTag?
I want DashTag to be in everybody's hands that is an enthusiast, right? I want a really easy place for people to tell their story. I want people to find other people that are enthusiasts and have commonalities. And, I just think DashTag is something that fits the niche of everybody who's into motors.
What's your favorite feature on DashTag right now?
Right now?
That you didn't build in the last 24 hours.
It's ironic. I think really the ability to see where people are in real time, right? Where you can kind of share your location with a friend or with a group and you can kind of see your little dot as you move up the map. I think that's really cool.
And what feature are you most excited about that we're working on right now?
It's a good question.
Or event.
I think the feature, so it's kind of already built. We have, for event organizers, you have the ability to have scavenger hunts, right? Kind of think of like a geocache, right? I really want, communities and people to have things hidden all over the world where they can scan a QR code and they get points in DashTag. I think I'm really looking forward to that.
The problems that DashTag is solving right now Out of those, which ones matter to you most personally?
So DashTag started really for me as a way to kind of share my story about my vehicles and my build and all that without having to talk to people. Kind of again go back to like the solo kind of guy. I think the fact that anybody can go and upload their pictures and whatever, and I mean even me, and like I can say like I did earlier, like hey, just scan this to figure out the build. I think that's the problem it solves for me is I can still be passionate about it and share the story without having to have this conversation 100 times a day.
You being an enthusiast, how does that shape how you've built DashTag?
Yeah, I mean it's easy to build something that is filling a gap of something that you want, that I want. I want a platform where I can find other people and other events of people that do the same thing that I do in their cars or their bikes. And so having a central place to do that makes it really easy to build something.
What's something users don't realize that's happening behind the scenes right now at DashTag?
App Store approval is a thing, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? And I think the other part that's really kind of complex is getting everything to talk to one another. So whether it's the website or the app or the apps, every sticker that you scan, like if you look here, like at, this Porsche here, like Randy has all these on his vehicles, the fact that you can scan this on your phone, it'll open up the app or it'll open up the website. Other people can do that. He'll get a notification. Like there's so many interconnected parts. It's just a lot of moving parts.
Where do you see DashTag in 2 to 3 years?
Every country around the world, every event organizer is using it. Every community that has, members in a car club is on it. Everybody who's selling cars, buying cars, parts are using it. From a selfish perspective, I hope that in 2-3 years that me and my family are on a rally somewhere, powered by DashTag, in a different country because we need to use our software too.
That's awesome. All right, rapid fire.
Okay.
Favorite manufacturer?
Audi.
Your favorite racetrack?
Coda.
Dream racetrack that you haven't ran yet?
Okay, so favorite racetrack I have ran is High Plains. One I want to run is Coda.
Okay, dream road you haven't driven yet?
The one in
Tail of the Dragon?
Thank you. Yes.
Manual or automatic?
Manual.
Loud
Which is interesting to say because I never actually owned a manual car, but I own bikes. But I'm buying a manual car. Sorry.
Loud exhaust, or would you go sleeper?
Loud exhaust.
Supercharged, turbocharged?
Turbo with a big motor behind it.
And one word to describe the H2.
Insane.
All right, let's settle down a little bit. What advice would you give your younger self?
Just keep persisting.
What advice would you give someone who wants to start riding?
Be careful.
And what's one mistake new riders always make?
They're not careful enough.
What does success look to you right now?
Time with friends and family.
All right, last one. What's next for you?
Buying a Blackwing and just hanging out with family.
Thanks, Braden.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having